Andi here. Recently, I know some people have been watching my video every day living in China, so I thought I would do a video about whether or not you should move to China or what it's like to live in China. So a short recap, I graduated from UCLA in 2013, and then 2 days after I moved to China, and I was in Beijing. It was such an amazing experience. Living in China is not necessarily for everyone, so I wanted to go into that. Especially if you're in Beijing or Shanghai or another major metropolitan city in China, there's just no getting away from the fact that you will almost always have a lot of people around you. And at times I felt claustrophobic being in a subway and you're pressed up. There are times where I could literally count the pores on another man's face because he was that close to me. And he could probably count my pores too. So there's that. If you revel in that, if you love being around people, being thrust right into the human experience and all its sights and sounds and smells, then I would say China could potentially be for you. If you're living in China for a significant amount of time, I think you'll find that you'll lose touch with what's going on back in your home country. Hopefully you don't lose too much touch with what's going on in the lives of your family or your friends. I started noticing I wasn't up to speed on American politics or movies or TV shows or music. When I came back, I was like, whoa, what are all these songs and movies I never even heard of? China's digestion of foreign entertainment is a little bit slower. Probably be into like the latest song like 6 months after all your friends. Speaking of friends, oh my gosh. Okay, I think that's just the single most amazing, wonderful thing about China. When I would hear someone speaking English, I would automatically be like, oh my gosh, we'd probably get each other really well. And even if that person was from a completely different walk of life, like we had that fundamental thing in common of speaking English. That can solidify friendships really, really fast. But yeah, in Beijing especially, it's like I would meet expats who had the most interesting job. It either has to take a real bomb-ass job to get you to relocate to China, or you are just craving an adventure, and so you're just like, screw it, like I'm gonna go to Beijing, China and live there. If you're trying to learn Chinese or improve your Chinese, oh my gosh, like you will find so many genuine Chinese friends if you open yourself up to that opportunity. I would really, really suggest that if you're considering moving to China, that you try your best now or when you get there to learn Chinese. Really, just trying. It doesn't mean you have to have a huge vocabulary, you have to know all these Chenyu, all these idioms, but just the fact that you're trying to learn the national language, you'll be very, very well received by Chinese people. Food is, wow, it's so delicious. I personally think that to have the best time in a foreign country and to have the best time in China, like you just have to say, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm just gonna open myself up to it. I tried, gosh, I ate pig brain, I think I ate some kind of like spider, some tarantula thing, duck tongue, chicken feet. That's not that big of a deal if you're Chinese, hey. Oh, Penny. So yeah, basically, yeah, some people might warn you against eating food from a street vendor or from like a cart on the street, but I ate everything and I got food poisoning once. And it was only for a few hours, so if you're down, just do it, you know what I mean? Like this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But if you do have, like dietary restrictions, gluten-free or vegan, you might find it hard in China because those options aren't necessarily going to be readily available in authentic Chinese restaurants. But in Beijing and Shanghai, I can speak to experience that there are a lot of supermarkets like Jenny Lu that have Western brands of food. There are more and more Western restaurants. Gosh, like go to a KFC in China, it will blow your mind. They literally have wine on the menu. Yes, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Rent in Beijing was about the same as rent in LA. And so if you're looking to live in an apartment that is similar to what you'd find in the US, you'll probably have to pay US prices for that in China, or maybe even a little bit more. Food at Chinese restaurants is really cheap. If, like, you know, you are wanting to go to bars that cater to expats or restaurants that cater to expat clientele or kind of more upper echelon clientele, you will be paying US prices, or maybe even a little bit more than what you'd expect at restaurants in the US. Highly recommend that you figure out your visa situation before you go to China. I don't think that, you know, you'll be able to go under the radar in terms of visa. Like, they're very, very strict on it. If you have the opportunity to and the willingness to open yourself up to a whole host of crazy experiences, I would say yes. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment or message me, and I hope you found this video helpful. Exo Jayo!